What up, peeps? Tony Baker here, back with another movie review. This time I'm reviewing War of the Worlds on Amazon Prime. The reason I'm reviewing this one is because people was asking me, yo, what's your take on War of the Worlds? I was like, man, I'm watching movies in theaters, man. Get off my back. But they kept telling me about this movie, and then I was looking at like the reviews and like the Rotten Tomato scores and like the IMDb score. And I'm not, a lot of times y'all like to pick on movies. Y'all like to just dog pile and pick on stuff that you don't like for whatever reason. I saw how y'all tried to negative review bomb Ironheart on Disney Plus. I was like, man, y'all didn't even see this, and you just want to hate on it. So I'm always like skeptical about tuning in and stuff like that because I feel like y'all are being unfair. I look at the trailer for War of the Worlds and I'm just like, it looks cheap. It looks, you know what I'm saying? Why? You know what I'm saying? But they like, it's so bad, it's funny. And I was just like, all right, don't promise me a good time. So I pulled up and I was just like, all right, War of the Worlds stars Ice Cube as a security analyst guy. So he's that guy, the eye in the sky. He's watching everything, making sure ain't no funny business going on. The track, and he's just somewhere in Washington, D.C. clocking everything. You know what I'm saying? He's got access to street lights and like he can look at drone cameras and all kind of stuff just to see, make sure everybody's on the up and up. He's also a father of a daughter who's pregnant, and you know, her little boyfriend, he drives the Amazon truck, and he's got a son, a younger son that's trying to connect with him. He's just on there, man. So the movie is pretty much set up to where everything is from the POV of what's going on the computer screen. What is he seeing? What is he experiencing? Kind of like the movie Searching, if you saw that a while back, or even the movie with Nia Long. I forget the name of that one. But some similar in that vein to where we're just seeing what he sees on the computer. Now, mind you, this is a spoiler review, y'all. So if you don't want to be spoiled, this is your heads up. So that's the whole gimmick here, is that, you know, we're just watching all this from his POV and see, you know, we see what he does on the computer screen. He's having a little rift with the kids because he's kind of been too hard on them, but, you know, so you can tell they have the rift since they lost their mom and like, you know, that whole dynamic. But he cares, but he's like caring too hard and like, all right. So the movie, War of the Worlds, is essentially about the aliens coming to attack Earth and, you know, essentially take over. And, you know, I'm not sure if you've seen War of the Worlds with Tom Cruise a while back, or like the old school War of the Worlds movie, or like even older than that was the radio show that went crazy back in the day. You know, they come here and they do a damn good job of just kicking our ass until we figure everything out. So now the premise and the gimmick is we're watching this from the computer screen. Let me tell you something, man. I don't want to see it from the computer screen or no random phones, man. If aliens are going to attack Earth, I want to see it full scale, full tilt. Get me off the computer. But nah, man, budget cuts, you know, pandemic, just, you know, take it. So that cheapens the whole event for me. Because we're watching the aliens attack Earth through what he's seeing on the computer screen. And then people are calling in, Eva Longoria's characters calling in, hey, you know, what about this and what about that? And he's just on the phone with, like, you know, the president, the, you know, national security advisor. He's just like, these aliens have attacked. And so once I'm just like taking it in, and Ice Cube's voice, it sounded so funny to me in this movie. Just the way he was relaying the information to all these, you know, White House employees, and just like, it sounded like he was reading from a piece of paper when he was breaking everything down. And he's breaking everything down. I'm just like, how did you get the information to break everything down when we've seen every place you've gone on this computer screen? How'd you get all this just from looking around? Because we're looking at everything he's looking at. And everything was happening so fast and so rapidly, it was just ridiculous for me to even, like, how's this happening so fast? They came in, they hit us with the meteor showers, and then they come in, and the pods rise up, and then it's just like, and then they had this whole moment where the military mobilizes, and then they go attack, and I'm just like, all of this is happening in real time within minutes? No, I'm not buying this. So when you see the planet getting attacked and like, you know, he's on the phone with his daughter and then, you know, they're on FaceTime because we got all this text and he's just like, run, get out of there. Get out of there. Run. He's just doing a lot of that. And I'm just like, when aliens are attacking, you don't have to tell nobody to run. I don't know if y'all know that or not. You know what I'm saying? If you're somewhere and you're running and you see this big, tall alien thing blasting the city to smithereens, I feel like you're just going to run naturally. You're going to naturally get the out of Dodge. You know what I'm saying? Like, I shouldn't have to tell you, run, get out of there. So he was run, get out of there, McGee, throughout the whole movie. Run, get out of there. He said that to about 3 or 4 different people. Run, get out of there. And he just watching. Because, since they attacked, Washington, now he's trapped in the building. So now he has a reason to be stuck on the computer. Because, without that, he'd be like, I would leave the office and go find my daughter. So you got that whole dynamic going. You got this whole hacker adversary that he has. And there's some hacker that's always hacking in to be like, are you ready for the truth? And then, so he's trying to find out the government secrets. The government already knew. Like, oh, big bombs. So the twists weren't even real twists. Then I saw a twist coming a mile away that the hacker that he was an adversary for was his actual son. And I was just like, oh, I knew that. I guessed it. And I'm not guess the twist McGee. I try to just lay back and enjoy. I'm not trying to figure stuff out. But I knew this was coming. And so now, once he found that out, you're the hacker? Get out of there! Run! But he wasn't a hacker. He just knew about the government secrets, and he knew that the government already knew about this alien species that was planning to attack us. So now, he reaches a point where he falls out with his superiors, and then they shut down his whole access to everything. And then, his son is like, are you ready? Are you ready for the truth? You ready to start working with us? So now they start working together to try to develop a virus to infect these little alien nanobites that actually feed on the data. They actually feed on it. It's a mixture between electronics and actual biological processes that they feed on the data. So all this is just pure horse shit, and everything is happening far too fast for all these figure outs and all of these counter-offensive moves from the military, and it's just everything is happening at lightning speed. Part of the hacker crew gets killed, and his son survives because he faked them out, and it was just a whole thing. Now they working together, and it was just this is just... So it's a bunch of cheesy moments, ridiculous, just and the run, get out of there. I was fed up with the run, get out of there, because I was just like, you ain't got to tell your people to run, get out of there. They gonna do it. But it was bad. It was. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no way to slice it. But it was an entertaining bad one. I was just like, what the hell? Why? Just very corny moments, shoddy special effects, just mad ridiculous. You could tell everybody was just kind of all right, Amazon's breaking me off a little paycheck. You know what I'm saying? I pray that they shot this during the pandemic. Because shooting in today's modern times, when you could just go out and shoot something real, why'd you say yes to this project? That's what I want to know. And Ice Cube kept taking his glasses off and putting them back on. Oh man, that was like the dramatic moves and the changes. Oh, glasses on. Oh man, glasses off. I don't know what my daughter is. Glasses back on. Glasses off. One time, when the shit already hit the fan, there was a moment where he grabs a cup of coffee. He had his coffee with him. The aliens have already started the attack. I don't know about y'all, but I'm not going to be casually sipping coffee mid-alien attack. He just grabbed it. The reason he grabbed the coffee, and I know this from a visual standpoint, is to let the audience know that when the aliens attacked the building he was in, that it shook him up. That was the whole purpose of him grabbing the coffee. He was like, that was the whole point. I was just like, but forget all that. You want to know the smooth jazz review of War of the Worlds? Well, here it is. Oh, yeah. I'm giving War of the Worlds 0 saxophones out of 5. You know what? I'll give it 1. I'll give it 1 because I was never bored. I wasn't bored. I was just like, this shit sucks. So I'll give it 1 on the strength of that. That's it, man. That's it, man. You know. But I've been thinking, like, you know what I'm saying? Would I drink coffee during an alien invasion? Coffee. I know we all hooked. Well, I'm not hooked. I hate coffee, but I know y'all are. Would y'all take a sip? You locked in the building, and then let me know if you that hooked on coffee, you gonna take a sip mid-alien invasion when you're worried about your kids. Let me know in the comment section, man. You know what I'm saying? All right, peeps, that's my review of War of the Worlds. Let me know what you thought of the movie in the comment section below. Do you think it was as bad as everybody was saying, or do you feel like, it's just fun to pick on a movie every now and then? Let me know in the comment section below. And I really want to know if you would be drinking coffee when the shit really just hit the fan. Like the shit hit the fan. Like if the shit hit the fan a while ago, I get it, but the shit was fresh on the fan. Let me know if you would take a sip of coffee in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And as usual, we out here.